2 minutes till broadcast. One minute till broadcast.
What's up, guys? Welcome into it. Hey, happy Wednesday for the middle of the week. We are just a day away from Thanksgiving, the pre-Thanksgiving celebration here on the program. We're going to have some fun for sure. There is some breaking news we'll cover out of Washington, D.C. Then we'll talk about some Thanksgiving prices, the ongoing battle against progressives. Also, James Hershen will be on the program, New York Times bestseller and commentator. He'll be chatting about the ongoing growth of democratic socialism in the country. So we'll get to that and more on a Wednesday. Make sure to like it out, share it out, leave that comment, break the algorithm. Let's do this thing going into your holiday. Hang tight. Here we go.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Begin transmission.
Broadcasting from the heart of the nation, the next generation in conservative talk radio. This is the Voice of Reason with Andy Hooser.
Why, yes, it is. What is up, my friends? Welcome into it. Hey, happy pre-Thanksgiving celebration. It is your Wednesday, middle of the week, but yet it does not feel that way. It feels like a Friday today as you are getting set for your holiday celebration, and we are here to help you kick that off, my friends. So strap in, buckle up, and let's have some fun. We have some interesting news to get to today. We have some fun news that will try and lighten the mood a little bit. Also, we have some breaking news out of Washington, D.C. we'll get to in just a moment. First and foremost, welcome in. It's the Voice of Reason. I am Andy Hooser, broadcasting in the heart of the nation in Wichita, Kansas, on our flagship station all over the country. So many great radio affiliates doing the thing.
Do it live!
Like we do every single day here on this show. And I love kicking off the holidays with you, my dearly beloved friends here on the radio show as we get set. I am smelling the turkey already, Mrs. Voice of Reason. I literally just got off the phone with her not 45 seconds ago, and she was telling me about all the goodies that she was baking and cooking at home, and I cannot wait to get there, man. So let's get this show on the road, if you say that. James Hershen coming up on the program, bottom of the hour, as he is a New York Times bestselling author, commentator, and more. We're going to chat about the spread and concern of democratic socialism in the country. Why are we seeing a rise of socialism now? What's going on with the young generation? And can we push it back with the movement, especially in the midterm elections next year in 2026? Before we get to all of that, there is some breaking news. Unfortunately, not the best news that you want to hear during the kickoff of a holiday, but
what's trending today?
News nonetheless, as we're getting some information out of Washington, D.C., happening just a couple hours ago. A headline from Fox News shortly.
All right, Fox News alert. This is breaking right now. We can confirm now 2 National Guard troops have been shot in Washington near the White House, is what we are told. We do not know about their conditions at this time. We are just starting to get brand new details, but we can confirm 2 military personnel have been shot near the White House.
All right, so that hat tip to Fox News on the headline report there from a couple hours ago. The information we do know is really not much other than what we've heard is that the 2 National Guardsmen policemen in Washington, D.C. have just come back from being on the streets around Washington, D.C. with trying to clean up those streets of criminals, illegal aliens, and homeless, and so much more. And apparently they were shot. They have been confirmed dead from what we've heard, unfortunately, which is very terrible, a day before Thanksgiving. And the suspect is now in custody. According to Donald Trump, President Donald Trump, they did go on lockdown at the White House as the shooting happened right near the White House, and he has called the individual a complete animal. But outside of that, we know no other information. And again, we go back to the speculation of why we would see something like this happen in the first place, and it's really unfortunate. I can only speculate, and sometimes it really just comes down to the KISS mentality. Keep it simple, stupid, because at the end of the day, when you have protests that are out there, which if you are traveling, I would like you to really post and send us some photos on the social media, which you can do at Hooser Reason, Hooser Reason. Send us some pictures or videos if you're seeing some of it. We're getting reports of multiple different protests of the blockage of people coming in and out of airports by protesters that are protesting ICE during the holiday season.
Say what?
I don't know why. Doesn't make much sense to me, but apparently this feels like to them the appropriate time to disrupt you and your family time because they don't have families. They're very bitter, angry, lonely individuals that are emotionally distraught, it sounds like. So the professional protesters are causing havoc and wanting to disrupt your travel plans to go see family and friends for Thanksgiving, one of the busiest travel times of the entire year, and they're sabotaging that by obstructing traffic coming in and out of airports. We're seeing some videos surface now on social media, blocking traffic and vehicles from being able to leave the airport, and just because, well, hey, you're not allowed to apparently go see your family because you're supportive of ICE or something. We're seeing the attacks and the harassment of ICE at different ICE facilities, and now the shooting of the National Guard. And when the rhetoric, which we've said since the assassination attempt against President Donald Trump, since the actual assassination of Charlie Kirk a few months ago, that we have been saying and yelling and screaming, hey, stop the ridiculous rhetoric. And can we finally just have a conversation, have some dialogue, get along, but stop the crap about Nazism and fascism and racism, fill in the blank, whatever derogatory term. It's not working, but yet it continues on. This from Joy Reid on a podcast in the last day or so, calling you and I even more than just what Hillary Clinton said when we were nothing more than just deplorables.
Fear is, and a lot of politicians have said this, on and off the record, the fear is that if you don't obey him, his cult will try to kill you. And there are a lot of people who claimed and told Mitt Romney this, and then Mitt Romney snitched on them and said people wanted to vote to impeach, but they were afraid that they'd be assassinated by Trump supporters because MAGA supporters are armed to the teeth. Right. They are rabid in their support of him, and it's a religion. And so they will commit jihad for Trump.
Man, this is it makes you really sad. It really makes your heart hurt a little bit when we're trying to celebrate. And I know this is not the most cheery type of conversation during the holidays and wanting to be thankful for what we have. There's very little gratitude and thankfulness in the hearts of individuals that live their life in fear, hate, intolerance, and paranoia. And that's really unfortunate. This is nothing new from what we've heard from Democrats for a while, saying that Republicans are deplorables. Republicans and MAGA individuals are domestic terrorists. We're the ones that cling to our guns and our Bibles, and that we're the violent ones in society. But yet I have not seen any assassination or violent attempt against Democrats or the left side of the aisle. Could be wrong. You can correct me on that, but I haven't seen any. I've seen multiple assassination attempts against Donald Trump. We've seen one publicly against Charlie Kirk. We've seen multiple attacks against MAGA individuals. We see the vile hatred that we see from Democrats whenever they find out you're a MAGA supporting Republican or a Trump supporting Republican. They have, I was on a private group on Facebook that had nothing to do with politics. I forget, it was music or it was Hollywood things or whatever. It was one of those groups that you can join and just see that information. They had made a political post, and then people were defending President Donald Trump, and they started eliminating us, and I don't think I'm in the group anymore, because they say this is a safe space and no MAGA supporters are allowed in this group, in a group that has nothing to do with politics whatsoever. I was there to get away from politics, and then they started making political posts, and we had to make a comment, and then poof, all of a sudden we're gone. So while we're the cultists, while we're the violent ones, we're the ones clinging to our guns and our Bibles, we're the ones that are being the authoritarians, we're the ones that are abusing our power, or Donald Trump's abusing our power somehow in some way, shape, or form, we have this type of rhetoric that continues on the divide. this type of rhetoric that doesn't bring anybody together to even have a conversation for us to at least converse a little bit to find common ground at all. And then we have like those videos that Democrats shared saying, hey, law enforcement agents, hey, ICE agents, hey, National Guard members, you should just not abide by these orders of the Trump administration, which is really kind of interesting to me. Republicans, by the way, did come out with a response to that. It's about 2 minutes long. I find it pretty interesting. Multiple Republicans doing their own video encouraging law enforcement to, well, do their job and make it very clear if you don't abide by orders from the commander-in-chief, you're probably going to get in trouble.
America.
I'm Congressman Jim Baird.
We must be loyal to the oath that we swore to stand firmly with America.
I'm Congressman Jim Baird.
I am Joe Wilson.
Representative Nick LaLota.
Congressman Zach Nunn.
Representative John McGuire. Representative Keith Self.
Congressman Rich McCormick.
Representative Barry Moore.
Representative Rick Crawford.
August Pfluger.
Congressman Andrew Clyde.
Congressman Tom Barrett.
Former Navy.
Former Vietnam Army combat veteran.
Retired Colonel of the South Carolina Army National Guard.
Marine Corps pilot.
Former member of the Alabama National Guard.
Former Army Special Forces Green Beret.
Former U.S. Army soldier.
An Air Force veteran. 28-year Navy officer.
United States Army. After my active duty service, I joined the intelligence community.
As a former Navy SEAL veteran, I want to speak directly to the members of the military and our intelligence community.
I want to speak directly to the members of the military and the intelligence community.
I want to speak directly to the members of the military and the intelligence community. Like you, I raised my right hand because I love this country. I believe in something bigger than myself.
That freedom is not free.
My oath was clear. Uphold the Constitution.
That commitment is powerful.
We all understand the importance of the chain of command.
Troops, listen up. Any service member who refuses a lawful order is subject to court-martial for violating the Uniform Code of Military Justice.
We study what's lawful and what's not lawful, and the Democrats stunt insinuating that they're illegal or unconstitutional orders. It's downright dangerous.
It is corrosive. It is meant to weaken our country and weaken the military.
Do not give in. Stand firm in your duty.
Protect the American populace from an enemy that would do us harm. That's the right thing to do, and that is a lawful order.
Your commitment to this nation is vital.
Stay focused on the mission, defend the Constitution, and remember the oath we took to defend America.
Remember the promise we made, so help us God.
So help me God.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Troops, thank you for serving. Continue to prepare for the fight.
All right, so that is the response from Republicans on the Democrat video saying, hey, don't abide by the Trump administration, disregard the orders coming from the illegal and unlawful orders of the Trump administration, which is not true whatsoever. And they've been called out on that, by the way, multiple times as well. But this is nothing more than a way to try and sabotage and block and stop the Trump agenda, because just like they've tried to do with the courts, just put people into a court position to just stop everything the Trump administration's doing. And even after the Supreme Court says, hey, no more nationwide injunctions, they continue to try to impose nationwide injunctions because they don't want Trump to win. This is not about politics. This is not about doing what's right. This is a game that they're playing, and they're losing badly. In my theory, our prediction here that we've had on the program,
Andy's prediction,
is really because their entire decades building of different establishment groups, of different agencies, of different bureaucracies, of different programs, of all this money that's being spent, mostly probably wastefully in different agencies and departments, it has gone to these programs of helping the homelessness, helping the crime rates, helping the illegal aliens. Just like Joe Biden, we can't do anything about illegal immigration. We got to pass a new piece of legislation. No, we fixed it in about 6 months. And we fixed it in like 3 months, and boom, it was done. We had 0 illegal entries from there on out, and now we're getting the bad guys out of the nation. We have dismantled the entire system that they've built that took them decades to build. We dismantled it in about a 10-month time frame. Donald Trump dismantled it in about a 10-month time frame. And the only thing they have is hate, is intolerance, and is advocating for people to completely ignore the rule of law and ignore the process that, even to a large extent, they created themselves, and now it's backfiring on themselves. It's like the kids when they try to play a board game and the one kid doesn't want to lose, so they continue to change the rules as the game goes along because they need to stay and keep the advantage. And then they continue to lose, so they get angry until finally they overturn the card table and they walk away, because if I can't change the rules for my benefit, then we're just not going to play the game at all. And that's what we're seeing right now from the Democrats. This intolerance this insanity by calling us cult leaders and cult members and how we're armed to the hilt and we're going to assassinate people that we don't agree with and whatever else. You know, the same thing that the Joe Scarborough said on MSNBC when Trump got elected is that he was an authoritarian. He will execute members of the media and political opponents and throw them in Guantanamo Bay. Like, these are realistic comments that were actually made. So when we see a shooting that's happening in Washington, D.C. and 2 National Guardsmen die and the devastation that brings, it's the ongoing rhetoric that happens from that side of the aisle. And it's unfortunate. Now, for the holiday season and the Thanksgiving celebration, when we're trying to stay somewhat lighthearted and try to focus on the positive here, I'm going to tell you, Democrats, I don't care what you have to say. I really don't care about your bigotry and your hatred and waking up in the morning and just fuming about what you can be angry about that today in the world. I don't care. I love humanity. We still love you. We may not agree politically, but I just don't care. You're irrelevant to us. We are in the majority. We have the momentum. We have the agenda. We're going to get things done. We're going to make America great again. We're going to focus on the America First agenda. We're going to get things done, and we're going to dismantle the system that has not been working, that's only been benefiting the top, that's never been doing anything of what they said they were actually going to do. We're going to fix it and going to blow up this entire system, metaphorically speaking. And we're going to do it the right way. And then they're going to lose their minds because everything they've worked so hard for decades is just poof, gone in a blink of an eye. And I'm okay with that. And for me, I am so thankful for that for this Thanksgiving holiday. Got a lot to get to today. Happy Thanksgiving, pre-Thanksgiving celebration here on The Voice of Reason. Lots more to go.
This is The Voice of Reason with Andy Hooser.
When America builds, the world follows. Our energy powered the 20th century. We've set the standard for generations, and we never waited for permission. But now, we're being held back. Outdated rules, endless delays. Without permitting reform, Washington's red tape is slowing us down while other nations race ahead. It doesn't have to be this way. We can clear the way for energy that's affordable, reliable, and built right here. Because what's built here is felt here. Lower costs, more jobs, stronger communities. That's what permitting reform makes possible. Energy didn't just shape our country, it powered the American dream. And with our innovation, we can lead the 21st century. Congress has a choice. Build America's energy future or risk falling behind. Tell Congress, pass permitting reform now.
Miss any part of the show? Well, don't worry. Now's your chance to go find the podcast and listen to as much of The Voice of Reason as you'd like. As the show continues to grow all across the nation with great radio affiliates, we also continue to grow as one of the top conservative podcasts, ranked 5th on the MillionPodcast.com Best 50 Conservative Leadership Podcasts in the nation, and number 1 on FeedSpot.com's 30 Best Conservative Talk Shows in the country. The show continues to grow each and every day. Just find us on any of your favorite podcasting sites at The Voice of Reason with Andy Hooser. Hey, did you know that you can have multiple different networks on one single smartphone? Well, with Patriot Mobile, you can. It's time for you to sign up for the Patriot Mobile primary phone plan with plans as low as $15 a month, where you can have 2 numbers and 2 networks on one single phone. And right now, if you sign up using the promo code REASON, you can get an entire month absolutely free. It's the Patriot Mobile One plan. 1 phone, 2 numbers, and 2 networks. And it's all at patriotmobile.com/reason. Again, patriotmobile.com, and use the promo code REASON.
What fuels the freedom to dream bigger? How did 2 guys in a cramped California garage reimagine the phone? We put the power of the universe at our fingertips. At Americans for Prosperity, we believe greatness can happen anywhere. We just need freedom and the opportunity to make it real. But today, with a rigid system stifling progress, limiting creativity, and holding us back. That's why at AFP, we offer solutions that tackle the most critical challenges facing our country, so there's nothing standing in the way of America's next breakthrough. Because what we build today doesn't just shape the future, it defines it. How will you be defined? Take your first step today with Americans for Prosperity.
When you choose Patriot Mobile, you're not just picking a wireless provider. You're choosing a company that shares your values. It's easy to switch, and you can keep your number, your phone, and most importantly, your values. With Patriot Mobile, you get the power of nationwide coverage on all 3 major networks. That means wherever life takes you, we've got you covered on the same reliable networks you already know and trust. And when you need us, we're here for you right here at home. Our customer service is 100% US based because we believe that support should come from people who understand you and your values. At Patriot Mobile, you're not just another call, you're a priority. In today's world, where you spend your money matters more than ever, every dollar is a vote for the kind of future you want to build. Join the thousands of Americans making a difference with every call, every text, and every connection. Choose a company that shares your values. Choose Patriot Mobile.
Switch today and get 1 month of service absolutely free by going to patriotmobile.com/reason.
When reason meets radio. This is the voice of reason with Andy Hooser.
All right, welcome back into the program. Great to have you here for a pre-Thanksgiving celebration. So I'm curious on what your favorite Thanksgiving part of the meal is outside of the turkey. Some people not even doing turkey. I heard the rumor that some people don't even like turkey.
Say what?
Kind of blew my mind a little bit, make my brain hurt. I will say though, one of my favorites is the cranberry sauce. I know people may laugh at me for that. I don't care, but here's the thing. It's got to be homemade cranberry sauce. You can't do just the fake cranberry sauce. The stuff out of the can doesn't work. Mrs. Voice of Reason rocks it. So I drink straight just the really tart cranberry juice. Mrs. Voice of Reason makes homemade cranberry juice and boils the cranberries, makes the sauce, uses the juice to make cranberry juice out of it. It is unbelievable. I know it's really good for your kidneys. It's really good for you to be able to drink that. I absolutely love it. I live on that throughout the entire wintertime, and I cannot wait for her to make some, and hopefully we'll see some cranberry sauce being made for the dinner tomorrow. Looking forward to that one. Hey, want to tell you about my friends over at Patriot Mobile. With the holidays officially here, that means Patriot Mobile has some great deals for you. And if you're looking for the opportunity to finally switch over to your to Patriot Mobile, switch your phone line over, maybe flip your phone over as well, you can. You can transfer your number, your phone itself, or you can get a brand new phone. You can have multiple lines going to the same phone. It doesn't matter. But Patriot Mobile has you covered with their 100% U.S. customer-based service where they can help you do that transition easy. They use all 3 major networks to where you don't lose any service, whatever's closest to you. And that way you can have all of your privacy, you can have great service, and you can work with a company that helps support organizations that you support as well, being the only Christian conservative cell phone company in the nation. That's Patriot Mobile. And for my listeners, if you go to patriotmobile.com/holiday25, you can get 2 months service of free, completely free.
Say what?
I know, pretty crazy. And then when you use that promo code holiday25, you tell them that we sent you here with the Voice of Reason with Andy Hooser, and you can get that 2 month service of freeness. It's awesome. Go to patriotmobile.com/holiday25 and tell them we sent you here on the Voice of Reason. All right, so we're thankful tomorrow, and then Friday we go out, we beat each other up for a flat screen TV, the Black Friday deals. We wait in line at 4 a.m., do the mosh pit, and go into the Walmart and see what we can grab with those deals, which is always great. And I'm getting conflicting reports, which usually happens with the mainstream media. We're hearing, number one, that we're going to be in a recession. People aren't buying anything. There's not that many deals. That stores are going up in price anyways. It's not really going to be that great. I don't know. Then on the other hand, we'll see what happens. We'll see what the prices look like. We'll see what the consumer spending looks like. We'll see if we see the craziness on Friday for Black Friday, the Small Business Saturday, Cyber Monday, whatever you do. Apparently, though, the trend of Black Friday itself is kind of going to the wayside from what I've heard. The latest report that I've seen that Gen X, the ones that love Black Friday deals and shopping and that show up to the stores at 4 or 5 a.m. for all those big deals, that's starting to not be as popular. Why? Because the Gen Zers are so dependent on buying things online and using Amazon or Facebook Market or whatever they buy stuff online that they're the instant gratification type. If I want it, I'm just going to get on and order it and have it shipped to me in 3 days as opposed to waiting until Black Friday when it goes on sale for 20%. So apparently, we're not even waiting for the sales anymore. We're just buying things. And I'm going to be curious to see what this weekend looks like. We'll cover it on our weekend program on Saturday. Don't miss that. But the changing of the tide of the economy, the prices of the Thanksgiving dinner itself, according to thetimes.com, they say that turkey prices are up 24% from this same time last year. I guess maybe that's an average nationwide. I've also heard in some states that it's actually lower in certain areas. I don't know. I don't know what the price of the turkey is right now. I haven't seen my grocery bill when we went and got ours. We just got it. So I don't know what the price of the turkey looks like right now. But I will say if the price is up, maybe, just speculation here again, I'm wondering how much of that had to do with the avian influenza when we killed 100 million chickens. And as far as I'm aware, a turkey is part of the avian family as well. So how many turkeys ended up dying that we're trying to build those herds as well? Could that be part of the supply-demand issue with turkey prices up 24%? I don't know. Interesting speculation. James Hershen when we come back around the corner here for the Voice of Reason. Stay here.
This is the Voice of Reason with Andy Hooser.
Hey, it's Andy Hooser with the Voice of Reason. Fighting for conservative principles seems more difficult all the time. The progressive left finds new and creative ways to limit freedom, abuse power, and trample the Constitution each and every day. That's why we need the knowledge, resources, and common sense to push back. And that's where we can help. Head to our website at HooserReason.com. There you can find our latest blog discussing topical issues of the day. Let us know your thoughts on current events with different surveys and chat rooms. And keep track of what I might be doing or where I may be speaking. Plus, when you head to the website, you can always get great deals and different offers from all of our great radio partners. Finally, if you want more of the show, you can find our podcasts with all of our great episodes and your favorite guests. And make sure to check out the latest Voice of Reason infomercials and maybe some other special content. And it's all because of you being part of the Hoosier-holic family. Let's continue to fight for conservative common sense principles together by going to HooserReason.com. Why? Because it's kind of the reasonable thing to do. The Hoosier Media Network continues to grow every single day with new shows, new content, and new information as we continue to fight the narrative against the mainstream and give you the alternative view of the world. The Hoosier Media Network is home to great TV, radio, and podcasting programs on any topic of any interest, from politics and current events to religion and spirituality, holistic and alternative health, entertainment, motivational speakers, and so much more. And with the Hoosier Media Network, you can enjoy great podcast programs like Safe Space with Cheyenne.
So, Hans, how did you come up with doing the illustrations with all of the spiritual talks?
Well, again, I've been studying spiritual path ever. I was a young person. I didn't believe what the churches were teaching us, and it was only later when I came across a material like Edgar Cayce when I realized that Christ actually was teaching reincarnation. And that is a very important element. Suddenly, the moment I understood this is a part of the true Christian teachings, suddenly everything makes sense. Why are people sick? Why are people happy? Why are poor? Etc. Suddenly, it makes sense. It's all related to previous lifetimes and our actions is sowing and reaping principle. So this made a lot of sense to me, and I followed it more and more through. And over the years, I've studied many wonderful teachers. And just only 10 years ago, I started to put this into short videos, which I illustrate, because I am an illustrator and writer of children books mostly, also for other ages. So I use my gift as an illustrator to show it and how the dots always connect. For me, it helps a lot. If I get some IKEA furniture to put together and have to read how to put it together, I wouldn't understand it. But if they make drawings that this part belongs to this part and this part, then I can do it and then I understand it. And I think other people are very similar, that once you see how everything connects, how karma works, how reincarnation works, and when you visually see it, then suddenly it becomes so much clearer. We can talk about reincarnation, we can talk karma and suicide and so on, but visually seeing how it all works out and how it all connects is a very different story. And they have become very popular over the years. As I said, these videos are totally free. This is not my main line. My main line is still writing and illustrating my books. Mm-hmm. I do this to share this with other people because I remember how when I was young and I was desperately looking for some information on these topics, and there was hardly anything available at that time. Now today we have YouTubes. When I started off, of course today I would take TikTok, but it's difficult to squeeze it into 1 minute, what I have to share usually over 5 to 10 minutes. And so I did this video to reach mostly young people because the attention span is only a few minutes anyway, so I had to make it very short. And I follow Einstein's famous quote that if you can't explain it to a 6-year-old, you haven't understood it yourself. So I really have to make it very clear to myself that I understand it. And I'm learning through doing this, doing my series. I'm learning, I understand, suddenly this all makes sense. And that's basically what I do. And I share this for free. You have to join nothing. They're available. I merely offer this. I have zero interest to convince anybody that what I share is right for them or for anybody. I'm only sharing it and I leave it up to you. So I fully respect other people's beliefs that they don't share mine. And I have, as I said, no need. If you don't like it, that's fine with me too. So that's where I come from. And that is the basic story of my videos on lifeexplained.com.
Well, you are doing what you should be doing, because those videos found me and a few of my friends, and it's definitely what I needed to be educated on in the way I needed to be educated. So I appreciate you breaking it down. I know there's the Greg Bradens of the world, right, that are going to teach us about human chromosome 2 and the gamma state and compassion and heart and brain coherence and all of that fun stuff. But I really, really enjoy having it broken down into a very, very, I always say, let me go back to kindergarten. I'm like, let's go back to Sesame Street. Like, take me back there and build me up there. So that was one of my favorite things about finding your videos. So today I did bring you on to talk about the heavy-hitting topic of suicide. And I reached out to you specifically because, of course, I watched your 8-minute video of how you explain it. And I want you to release the suffering of anybody that could potentially come across our episode today.
Listen to all these programs and so much more as we try to bring back knowledge, wisdom, and truth back into the world. And we do that right here with the Hooser Media Network, the future of media.
Truth, reason, and common sense. This is the Voice of Reason with Andy Hooser.
This is CNN Breaking News.
Breaking news. What's happening on CNN?
We are following breaking news just into CNN. A Georgia prosecutor officially dropped the historic racketeering case against President Trump and others for attempting to overturn the 2020 presidential election. I want to go right to CNN's Kara Scannell. What are you learning, Kara?
Good morning, Pam. Yeah, this new filing in from the prosecutor who had taken the place to look into the Fulton County investigation of Donald Trump and others has filed a motion with the court saying that they are not going to move forward with the case. They're dropping the charges.
Oh, my. There it is. So dropping one of the charges. There's still a lot of litigation going on behind the scenes we're not hearing about, really, against President Donald Trump. This one, a big one. The racketeering charges about the 2020 election that he said was stolen, and they're dropping the charges saying that he had done something of shenanigans or something. So that one, boom, another shot against progressives and didn't work out too well for them. All right, it's a pre-Thanksgiving. We got a lot to get to. Let's get right to our next guest here on the program.
What's trending today?
And I'm still trying to piece together the whole Zoran Mamdani going and visiting President Trump in the White House and having a conversation, and then the media trying to say that Mamdani totally played Donald Trump. He played him like a fiddle, and he's just working him to try and bring out the socialist mentality in New York City, and he made Donald Trump look like a fool. Is that what happened? Okay, to talk about some of that and more, really happy to have on back on the show. It's been a while. He's a New York Times best-selling author. He's a commentator and more. You can find his website. Mr. James Hershen on the line with us here. James, how are you, my friend?
I'm fantastic. Great to be with you. How are you?
Doing great. Happy Thanksgiving to you, my friend, and I appreciate you jumping on here. Is that what happened? Did we see Zoran Mamdani play President Donald Trump at that meeting at the White House? Because I don't know about you, the way I saw it, it was kind of the opposite. Donald Trump was really kind of mocking Mamdani the entire time and showed him how really inexperienced he is in the entire political spectrum.
Well, I think it's fascinating to me the way the Trump-hating media, the legacy media, will report on any story and distort it. And that's just one example. There's so many. But the fact is, the word that the Democrats latched onto, and they won some special elections with it, that worried me, is the word affordability. Thinking to myself, what do we do with that? I mean, this is real effective because there's still a lot of things because of the Biden inflation, you know, the one that was supposed to be transitory, because of the incredible amount of money that was printed, people are still suffering because even though President Trump has slowed inflation to 3% or under, we had that period of time when Biden was in office, we had 9%, 10%, more than that, inflation. Right. And so that created what we're now calling the affordability crisis. And so what does a strategist come up with to counter affordability? So while the experts, the political intelligentsia were wrestling with this, President Trump did something he always does. He did it in a way that no one expected. Right before he met with Mondami, all of a sudden the White House announced, and did so smartly, I mean, it was the time to do it, our big issue is affordability. And we're going to go out and trim tariffs that affect key commodities that people buy.
Yeah.
And we're going to basically focus on affordability so that in 2026, when people start to experience the results of the big, beautiful bill of no tax on tips, no tax on Social Security, all these other things, that they're also going to start experiencing drastic improvement in affordability. So what Trump did is he co-opted what the Democrats had come up with. I mean, that was their equivalent of I'm going to build a wall. Yeah. That was a very effective public term. And so he meets with Mamdani, and what did they discuss? Affordability. And what was the main thrust of all of President Trump's answers to the press was affordability. And instead of taking on and schooling Mamdani in public, which is what a lot of people expected, he's going to take him to the woodshed.
Right.
And maybe he did in private, but in public, what Trump did was act gracious, and even at one moment, he rescued Mamdani when I think it was Jackie Heinrich from Fox said, didn't you refer to this man you're meeting with as a despot and a fascist?
Yeah.
And Mamdani begins to struggle how he's going to answer this in front of Trump, and Trump kind of grabbed his hand. He says,
"It's okay.
Just say yes.
It's okay.
It's easier."
It's okay.
Yeah, I've been called worse, and it totally deflated the Trump-hating press. So they went back into their little coves and came up with this new meme, this new distortion, fake news meme that Mamdani played Trump. It also reminds me of the way I just saw something Brian Stelzer from CNN quoting the New York Times. The New York Times has a piece focused on Donald Trump's health and how he's aging, and it's showing.
He's dragging his leg down the halls of the White House. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, and so the same people that covered up for Joe Biden when he was a walking cadaver, when he was, falling on his bicycle, when he was constantly malapropping, those same people, now we have to focus on aging. And meanwhile, Trump is outworking his staff, outworking even those that are the fittest, like
That's right.
Pete Hegseth. And so, but it's an example of what we see all the time. I'm tired of calling it Trump derangement syndrome because that really is too kind. What this is about is a struggle for the existence of America. That's what this is about. The people on the left were really close to having a one-party nation. As you know, I live in a one-party state. I live in California. And the left was feeling fairly confident they were going to turn the entire United States into California, which would mean that there would be no meaningful opposition, no accountability, and they could do whatever they wished. And they would negate the Supreme Court, they would negate the filibuster, and they would add D.C. and the Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico and who knows what as states. And basically there would be no opposition party because they would do what European countries have done,
right?
Which now we're looking at, it's kind of our cousin, if you will, Great Britain. We're looking at Great Britain no longer respecting free speech, no longer treating people with the idea of treating them the same under the law, not respecting freedom of religion, and essentially disintegrating into the kind of globalist communist state or Islamo-communist that the left wants to impose on us. It's like a preview. And so it's not Trump derangement syndrome. It's the fact that this one guy has managed to put a wrench in the works of the left's malevolent plans to replace voters, to outsource the vote, and thus eliminate competition and accountability and have absolute power. And they demonstrate how responsible they are with power.
Yeah. Well,
and I say that sarcastically.
Yeah.
Of course.
I mean, we've been saying the establishment, the bureaucratic state of, the departments and agencies and programs handling homelessness or mental health issues or immigration problems, whatever, that have been in there for decades. They've spent forever to build them that weren't doing anything and said we can't get these problems to be fixed at all whatsoever. Donald Trump came in and just dismantled that. The entire system that they put together as a faux type of system, a false system, is crumbling. And I smell the desperation. I smell the panic in them because they realize their entire platform of what they've built themselves to be as the great saviors through government agencies and programs isn't working for them any longer.
You're right about the desperation, but at the same time, there's a denial. And, when they got a boost from these elections where they took place in blue states where they were supposed to win, but the margin gave them new enthusiasm. And I think that's part of the reason that we saw the Sedacious Six go out there and do this video. They felt empowered to go out there. And these were all individuals that were designated by networks like MS Now, or is it MS Never? MS Now, which used to be MSNBC.
Yeah.
They've been designated as the future of the Democratic Party, the alternatives to the far left wing, especially Senator Slotnick.
Yeah, and it didn't work for them. Yeah, James, I'll tell you what, hang on the line. We got to take a hard break here, James. Hang on the line because I want to continue this when we come back. And I want to ask you that about the future of the country and the future of the Democrat Party in the state that they're in right now and how we get out of that mess with them. It's James Hershon, jameshershon.com. You can check out his website and his latest piece, The Threat Posed by the Democratic Socialists of America. Lots more coming up. Stay here.
This is the Voice of Reason with Andy Hooser.
Big government is broken. Every year, politicians fail to pass a budget as the deficit continues to grow. Every month, unelected bureaucrats pile on rules no one voted for, strangling our economy. And every day, D.C.'s broken system gets in the way of the American dream. Washington isn't working, and the people pay the price. At Americans for Prosperity, we believe it's time to fix the system. Now, join the movement to make government work.
When it comes to something like sausage, I know you want the best quality, the best flavor, and the best in services. Andy Hooser here for J&S Smoked Snacks. And it's time for you to try their handcrafted sausage, made in small batches for freshness and seasoned with their signature blends. You won't find anything else like it. Make sure to try their one-of-the-kind dill pickle sausage made with real pickles, or spice things up with my favorite, the jalapeno cheddar sausage. Taste the difference today at jssmokedsnacks.com and tell them I sent you.
When you choose Patriot Mobile, you're not just picking a wireless provider. you're choosing a company that shares your values. It's easy to switch, and you can keep your number, your phone, and most importantly, your values. With Patriot Mobile, you get the power of nationwide coverage on all 3 major networks. That means wherever life takes you, we've got you covered on the same reliable networks you already know and trust. And when you need us, we're here for you right here at home. Our customer service is 100% US-based because we believe that support should come from people who understand you and your values. At Patriot Mobile, you're not just another call, you're a priority. In today's world, where you spend your money matters more than ever, every dollar is a vote for the kind of future you want to build. Join the thousands of Americans making a difference with every call, every text, and every connection. Choose a company that shares your values. Choose Patriot Mobile.
Switch today and get 1 month of service absolutely free by going to patriotmobile.com/reason.
Hey, Wichita.
What fuels the freedom to dream bigger? Our country's greatest breakthroughs were born from bold ideas and the ability to take one small step forward. At Americans for Prosperity, freedom and opportunity find their defenders. Because our country's next giant leap is just around the corner. Are you ready to step up?
Hey, the live show may be almost over today, but it doesn't have to be for you. As always, enjoy the Voice of Reason with our daily podcast by finding the Voice of Reason with Andy Hooser on any of your favorite podcasting sites. Just find us, subscribe, have it automatically downloaded, and listen at your convenience whenever you want to bring some more reason into your day. And a lot of people are doing it. Also, you can always find the video of the show, along with articles, additional commentary, and maybe a few sarcastic remarks by following us on our social media. Stay up to date with everything going on with the show, including upcoming guests, breaking news stories, interesting articles, and maybe some memes. Help us in the ongoing battle with censorship and shadow banning from social media by following us on the social media at Hooser Reason on all of our social media sites. For all these social media links, podcast links, contact information, or just general information of the show, go to our website at HooserReason.com. There you can listen live every day, read our latest monthly blog, find our radio affiliate list, or even listen to our latest infomercials and special content. Plus, you can always reach out to the program by sending me a message on social media, emailing us at HooserMediaNetwork@gmail.com, or sending an email through our website at HooserReason.com. Whether it's content on the show, whether it's a guest that you've liked or disliked, or whether you want to disagree with me, and disagreement's always appreciated. While you're there, make sure to sign up for our monthly newsletter. Each month, you'll get the latest update on the show, updates from the Hooser Media Network, and our latest blog discussing topical issues of the day. Finally, if you want to help support the show, become a member of our Patreon site and help us fight for the cause of truth, reason, and common sense every day, and get more of the same by becoming the ultimate Hoosierholic. Get additional interviews that sometimes we don't always get to air on the radio. Hear our special segments or even our infomercials before anyone else, and have a chance to chat with other great Hoosierholics from all over. By becoming a Patreon subscriber, you're not only helping the fight for conservative values, you're helping us get more content and information out through the Hooser Media Network. Find out more information online at HooserReason.com. Lastly, follow and support all of our partners with the show. The Voice of Reason has been growing more and more every year, and it's because of so many great partners helping us get the message out to you. From show partners to local radio affiliates in your area to streaming sites, podcasting sites, and more. We have so many supporters and listeners now than ever before, and we want to thank you. It's time to bring back common sense, and we do it right here every day with the Voice of Reason.
America's safe space for common sense. This is the Voice of Reason with Andy Hooser.
Yes, it is. What is up? Welcome back into it, my friends. Truth, reason, common sense, rationale, trying to cram that 10 pounds of reason into that 5-pound bag, trying to rebrand the millennial generation, one radio listener at a time with so many great radio stations across the country. By the way, I cannot wait to announce we have some more coming on board soon. I want to say middle December, beginning of the year, we're just going to have a whole new launch of some great new affiliates across the country, and I cannot wait to announce those, so get ready for that one. We are having a great conversation with James Hershen. JamesHershen.com is the website. He is a New York Times bestselling author, commentator, and so much more. His latest piece, which you can find right on his website, the threat posed by the Democratic Socialists of America. What kind of threat are they posing, and what's the future of the Democrat Party right now? And James, I want to take that a step further, and I want to ask why, again, being a millennial myself, why my generation, why the Gen Zers, why they're so easily persuaded into this whole socialist push. I get, housing and real estate's difficult, and they feel like they can't get a leg up, and we have student loan debt, and I get all of that. At the same time, why is it the automatic response of, if you just give me free crap, then all of a sudden I'll start supporting you? Like that, it doesn't resonate with me. I don't understand why. Can we start weeding out this socialism out of the Democrat Party, or is that now the Democrat Party?
Well, I think it's where the energy is now. It's in the Democrat Party. You can see it typified by the special election that's going on in Tennessee, in Nashville. They've got, her name is Afton Ben. They call her the AOC of Tennessee. And she was endorsed when she ran for the legislature by the DSA, by the Democrat Socialists of America. I don't think she's a member, and she's trying to distance herself from the organization as she's running for Congress. But, it's a constant. She's a superstar right now on MS Now. And she's kind of similar to AOC. She's big on the social media. She's a Gen Zer, I believe. And she appeals to young people. And you asked that question. I mean, I really think we've done a very poor job of teaching history and teaching economic literacy in this country. I mean, the fact is that someone can get away with running and say that they're part of the Democrat Socialists of America. No one should be elected based on any involvement with the Democrat Socialists of America, who are hardcore Marxist communists. Their views are, and they believe in basically government taking over the bulk of the economy and practicing central planning. And somehow we have to teach millennials, your generation, and those that follow, the Gen Zers, we have to teach them that when they go to the grocery store and they're buying whatever they're buying, let's say they're buying orange juice. They go to the grocery store and there's orange juice with pulp, orange juice without pulp, orange juice with calcium, orange juice without calcium, fresh, frozen. There's like this wide variety of orange juice. Now, right now, it maybe the price is a little high, but you have the choice. How did that happen? Who centrally planned to have in your grocery store all these different types of orange juice? And the answer is the free market. It wasn't centrally planned. It was accomplished through freedom.
That's right.
And if you go to Cuba, there's only one orange juice called Fidel brand. Tastes horrible. You got to stand in line all day, and you may not get it at all. And so it's to understand that every single time that this insidious system has been tried, it has resulted in scarcity, and it has resulted in famine, and ultimately it's resulted in death.
Yes.
I mean, communism, which is what socialism full-blown, which is what all the socialists say when they're alone, they're very much for communism. It just hasn't been done right.
Yeah, we just haven't gone far enough. We haven't taken the system pure enough. We haven't taken it to the next step. You're right. And we got about 30 seconds here, James, as we wrap things up. That's a great lesson and a message for Thanksgiving as well, on the successes and the tribulations during that time as well, with the idea of private property, the invisible hand of Adam Smith, that free market capitalist system, allowing us to thrive as opposed to the communes that they tried early on back then as well. And it's a perfect way to remember why we should be thankful for living in the greatest nation on the face of the earth, and I love it. James, we are out of time, though, my friend. Happy Thanksgiving to you and your family. We got to do it again real soon.
Blessed Thanksgiving. Thank you, Andy.
Hey, appreciate it very much. Again, check out his website. JamesHershon.com is the website. His latest piece, The Threat Posed by the Democratic Socialists of America. Can we start ridding ourselves of socialism and bring back truth, reason, and common sense? We'll continue on that fight. Until then, everybody have a happy Thanksgiving. Say hi to the family. We love you all. We'll see you back on the radio here soon. Bye. Hey, it's Andy Hooser. You know, when I get off the air every day, the battle for me against limited government, censorship, and even unfactual content is far from over. That's why now I'm so happy to say that the Hooser Media Network is giving you more opportunity to catch the voice of reason along with other great shows and podcasts. It's been a long time in the works, and now you can finally enjoy more great content, services, and topical shows. We're the safe space for alternative talk, information, and ideas that the mainstream media absolutely hates. From holistic and alternative medicine, discussions on religion and spirituality, pure entertainment shows, and of course yours truly with the voice of reason. Plus, we offer numerous media services, including helping you set up your own podcast. Become your own voice of reason and bring your expertise to any fun issue or topic. For information on all of our shows, links to podcasts, each show website or social media link, or to find out about everything we do to challenge the mainstream establishment, visit our website at HooserMedia.com. Again, that's HooserMedia.com, the future of media.
From San Antonio, Texas, this is the Joe Pag Show.
I remember growing up, I don't remember anybody ever having something called autism. I'm 59 now. I graduated high school in 1984. I don't recall anything about anybody having something called autism. I just never heard of it. And then all of a sudden it started being a thing. He yesterday said that it's 1 in 20 for girls and like 1 in 12 for boys. Those are numbers off the top of his head. But that is